Hello and welcome to the Blue Water Running Podcast. I'm your host, Maren, and this podcast features and celebrates the achievements of high school and collegiate cross-country and track and field athletes from the Blue Water area of Michigan. You can follow Blue Water Running on Instagram, X, TikTok, well, maybe for a little bit, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also find meet and athlete reports and articles and a recently added merch shop at www.bluewaterrunning.org. On this episode, our guest is Lily Lemanski, a 2024 graduate of Marlette High School. On the track, Lily has tried almost every event, from the 4x100 relay at the state meet to seasons of long jump and high jump. In both her junior and senior years, Lily was a Greater Thumb East Conference champion between the mile and the 800, with PRs of 5:48 and 2:30, respectively. A regional runner-up in the 800 both years, her highest finish was 13th at the D4 state meet. As a volleyball player, she didn't even run cross-country until her junior year and ended her season with a 20:29 PR. By her senior year, she was regional runner-up and D4 All-State, taking 21st in 1941. This past fall, as a freshman at SC4, Lily set the school record in 1940. The women's team was first at the highly competitive MSU Spartan Invite and second in their conference, sending 3 individuals to the national meet, and in 2023, they were also 11th overall as a team at nationals. Lily took 44th in 2003 at the NJCAA D2 Cross Country Championships. Just this winter, SC4 launched its inaugural track and field season, allowing local athletes to continue their field event or sprint careers as skippers. Lily will chat with us about her high school career, competing for a community college team, her experiences as an SC4 athlete in the cross-country program, and her current and future goals for running. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Are you an outside runner when it's this cold, or do you stay inside and run on a treadmill or cross train?
Well, I usually, if it's like in the single digits, I'll run inside. If not, I'll run outside, depending on like the weather and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a run outside at all costs, unless it's not safe, like if there's ice or, something you're going to slip on. I cover my face, obviously, but today is a treadmill day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the podcast and thanks for joining us. I'm really excited that you are here as the recent SC4 cross-country record holder. You have some good insight on all things running as a skipper, so I'm excited to talk to you about that. So let's start off hearing about how you got into cross-country and track and field. Just tell us a little bit about what brought you to the sport.
Well, I started track in 8th grade because we needed more girls. And I didn't actually start cross country until my junior year of high school because actually for a while, the cross country coach, which was my best friend's dad at the time, he was trying to get me on for years, but I played volleyball at the same time. And I decided to join my junior year because I didn't think I was going to make varsity volleyball, but I ended up making both teams. So I ended up running cross country as a junior on the senior or on the varsity team, and then playing volleyball on the varsity team too.
So you were dual sporting, is that correct?
Yes, for both my senior and junior year.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. So how did that work out for you? Did you feel like it was manageable, or was it a little bit overwhelming when you look back at it?
Actually, it was manageable. I had 2 really good coaches that allowed me to do it. Because my first year, I didn't know I was actually going to be good at cross country. I just did it to stay in shape. So my main sport was volleyball and then cross country. So it was more like I would go to volleyball and then I'd run after. So it was like 4 hours a day of practice, and then tournaments on the weekend for volleyball or cross country meets. But then my senior year, I changed more towards cross country because I ended up making to state. So I knew that was more the sport I was good at. So I would run for 2 hours, and then I would go to volleyball practice, whatever was left of the day.
Did you ever have to choose on a weekend which one to do? Like, did they ever conflict and you had to pick?
No, actually, there was only one time I actually had to run a meet and then go to a tournament. So I only missed 2 games of the tournament. But no, there was only that one time. So I didn't ever have to miss anything completely.
Well, that worked out well then. That's
Yeah.
nice. Well, it looks like your cross country coach was correct in trying to recruit you to run because your first season you already had run a 2029, your first year of
Yes.
running, which is pretty impressive. And then by your senior year, like you said, you were at the state meet and earned all state status. So, yeah. Do you ever wish
Yeah.
that you had run sooner? Did you ever think, oh man, I should have done this when I was a freshman?
Yeah, just so I could grow as a runner, but like at the same time, I don't know if that would have affected how I played in other sports too if I would have had the same like time to do all the other sports. So I'm not really upset because it also gives me time to grow in college too more.
That is true. You have a lot of miles left on your legs, so you're still a little fresher than some people. Good point.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about what helped you decide to attend SC4. What kind of made up your mind to go that route, run for SC4, and further your academic and athletic career as a skipper?
I the how close it was to home and how the campus was. I really liked the campus. It's small, but it still feels like a college. And it was like also then I got like a scholarship to run, and that's really what I wanted to do. So it was just nice that way. And also I can get if I do want to run at a university, it helps me like build training before I jump to a university.
Yes, that's very true. What are you currently studying or plan to study if you don't know yet?
Social work.
Okay. Ooh, that's a tough job with a lot of people with caring hearts. So, as a teacher, I have the utmost respect for anyone who goes into social work. It's a very demanding but also rewarding job. So, thank you for putting yourself out there because that's a career that has a great need for good people. So,
Yes, it does.
well, let's talk about your cross country team. So, you were one of the members of this year's team that qualified and ran at the national meet. So, give us a little insight into what that experience was like, any of the main takeaways you had after running and traveling and competing in that meet, and then maybe what you're looking forward to coming off that experience for the next year.
I really loved like having the chance to travel like to a different state and run because not a lot of people have the chance to do that. And also after running, I think that I need to like keep running when it's hard because sometimes you'll like you'll get the benefit like after running. Like it hurts like when you're running, but once you like see your time, once you finish the race, like your place, you'll feel way better. So just like pushing through the pain, like for sure. And then so what was the other question again?
Yeah, for next year, what are you kind of looking forward to as you come back?
Well, I'm looking forward to like working with a new team. I knew we recruited a few girls already, which I'm really excited about, and bettering myself as a runner. So getting stronger because I am actually recovering from an injury right now. So just trying to get like stronger so I don't have another injury for next year.
Do you mind sharing what your injury was?
I right now I so I had right now I'm healing from a bulging disc in my back, and also I found out I have degeneration in my L4 and L5. So I'm trying to get stronger in my back and my abs to help that, and I will not be able to run until February.
Okay. So, what is the current treatment plan for you? What kind of things are you doing to try to overcome that?
Right now, I just got done with physical therapy because I did my hometown because I was there for Christmas break. But I have exercises, and this week I can start lifting and doing more abs because I want my abs to be stronger, so there's not so much like like weight on my back because it's just like the running and the pounding is what caused it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's not a super common injury for a runner. So, I'm sure
No,
that's very frustrating to try to figure that out and work through it. But it sounds like you're doing all the right things, so that's good.
yeah.
Well, since this is the first season of official SC4 track, and it sounds like you're coming off a little bit of some downtime, are you planning on running this season? Do you have to wait, or are there any events that you kind of had your eye on maybe for the future?
So I will not be able to compete in indoor track, but I will be outdoor. But I know for indoor next year, I'd like to do the mile and 800, and then for outdoor this year, I know they don't do a mile, so it's the 1500 and the 800 is what I'm really looking into.
Did you have a personal favorite when you were in high school? Is there something you really liked to do?
Actually in high school, I was more of a sprinter until like my senior year. So the 4x1 and then also the 800 I really liked.
Okay. Yeah, I looked at your athletic.net profile and you did pretty much everything. I mean, even like high jump, long jump.
Yeah.
So,
I had to stop doing high jump because it was like hurting my knees and I wasn't being able to run more longer distances.
yeah, I'm sure that probably wouldn't have been the best thing for your back either if that's something that you're struggling with. So, well,
Yes.
let's talk about what you would say to promote attending SC4 to a prospective student who maybe is considering that as an option after high school and hasn't quite made up their mind. So, what do you personally think are some of the greatest advantages of attending a community college out of high school versus immediately attending a four-year institution?
Well, I know like a big thing for a lot of students is like how much college costs, and I know it's a lot cheaper to go to a community college like SC4, and also the governor did pass if you're in what is it in state or not in state like in like on campus they will pay for your college, which is a big help because I know like a lot of parents or guardians can't help the students pay, so it's a good thing to not have debt right off the bat, and also it helps you grow as an athlete if you want to be an athlete before you jump to a 4 year or university.
Do you have plans after your 2 years at SU4 are done to move on to another school? Is that something you've kind of got on your radar?
Um, right now, I'm thinking about going online through Wayne State for the social work program for me to get a bachelor. But it all depends if I do end up deciding to run after 2 years.
Okay. Do you have any specific school that you kind of have in mind or just whatever comes up?
Just whatever comes. I know it's hard. Like nobody's contacted me because for a while I didn't want to, but I feel like I need to keep my options open just in case. But I only PR or my PR is only like 1 second different than my senior year, so I know there's not going to be a lot of different people reaching out to me yet, and I still have a full year left.
Well, lots of room for growth. So that's a good thing. If anybody's listening, diamond in the rough here, right? Well, let's talk about you just personally. Do you have a favorite hobby or a personal pastime that you really enjoy outside of athletics and studying for school? What would you do with your spare time?
Oh no, it was I don't know. I mostly it was just sports most of my life. So um I liked going to the beach. I really like swimming. So that was fun. But no, I played like it was mostly a lot of volleyball growing up because my parents did like mud volleyball and volleyball tournaments. So it was just like playing volleyball outside with a lot of my friends.
Well, that's okay. If that's what you like to do, that's fine. Do you have a favorite band, movie, TV show, book, any combination of any of those you want to tell us about?
Um I think my favorite TV show would have to be New Girl. It's a comedy, so it's funny. And it really like never gets old to watch again.
All right. What kind of music do you like to listen to?
90s country.
Oh, okay. Are you a listen to music while you run kind of runner, or do you not?
So like when I was in my hometown, because it was very small, I used to with like one AirPod in, or like when I'm inside. But now that I'm in Port Huron, I don't feel as safe to run by myself with music in. So right now, no, just kind of running.
Yeah, I feel like it's also easy to become distracted, like crossing a road or you don't hear a car behind you. I've had a couple of
Yeah,
times where I wasn't paying attention and I just kind of stepped out in the road. It's like, oh, woo,
yeah,
I would have heard that if I hadn't had my headphones in.
yeah.
Um, all right, well, what is one of your favorite pre or post race treats or meals? Like a food you really like. It could be something that fuels you for a race and or something that you feel is like just something fun you love to eat regardless of running.
Well, my pre-race meal for every single meal has always been peanut butter toast,
Yeah, that's
but
a classic.
I don't really have like a post-meal race. It's like whatever I can find because I'm just usually really hungry after a race.
Yep.
But
Um, do you crave like salty or sweet? Some people kind of have one or the other.
oh, for sure salty. I love like to eat pickles. I can eat a whole jar in one day and drink all the juice.
Did you ever run the cross country race in Imlay City? Have you ever raced there?
I don't think so.
Okay, because they do I don't know if it's high school as well, but they do middle school for sure. And one of the prizes, if you're in the top 15, maybe, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a jar of pickles because the Vlasic pickle plant is right in town by the school.
Well, I wish I would have ran that one.
Yeah, you could have won a jar of pickles. All right, that's funny. All right, who do you have at the top of your list as a favorite professional athlete or runner? I don't judge people if they have a favorite athlete that's not a runner. I mean, if you like another sport and that's what you want to talk about, that's totally fine.
I have never really thought about it. I don't really watch sports very often, so I don't think I have a favorite professional runner or athlete.
Okay. Do you ever watch beach volleyball in the Olympics or court volleyball?
Not in the Olympics, but I my friend, she actually plays for SC4 volleyball. I went to all of her games.
Okay. Yeah, I just this past Olympic cycle, I watched a lot of the indoor volleyball, and holy smokes, the height that these people can jump is incredible.
Yeah, it is,
especially the men's. Whoa.
Yeah, it's thrilling to watch for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very exciting just to see. And the speed at which they hit the ball I would not want that flying at my face. Wow. Well, if you could go anywhere in the world and you could run there, where would you pick to run? And is there anyone maybe from the past and history that you would like to chat with as you were running?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been asked that. Maybe somewhere like London to run, just to see all the buildings and because I've never been there before. Just running somewhere different, getting a look at the scenery. But I don't know who I want to run with because I'm not really much of a talker when I run.
Ah, that's an important factor. Well,
Yes,
how about this? If you could ask someone from history questions because you find them interesting, even if you're not running, do you have anyone in mind that you might think that'd be a really interesting person to talk to?
Oh my goodness.
I know it's a tricky question.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even think of a person.
Well, I'll tell you mine. Maybe this will spur your thought. I would love to talk to either Abraham Lincoln or C.S. Lewis. Those are my two top choices. He's the author of The Chronicles of Narnia and lots of other books. So he's one of my favorites. But well, thank you so much for joining me today and being willing to talk about your running. I hope that your recovery continues to go well and that you start feeling like you're ready to get back out there. And I know that you have lots more to achieve. You've done a lot already in a few short years, so lots more to come, right?
Yes. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'll leave you today with a quote from C.S. Lewis. There are far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into today's Blue Water Running Podcast. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please share, subscribe, and leave us a review. You can find the Blue Water Running Podcast on any major media player. And if you have a great idea for a topic or guest you'd like to hear about, feel free to contact me through the website links or show notes.